sure. It's been a little while since we all got together. I know you guys ran into some unfortunate technical issues on your side, but I know last time we all met, we kind of went over you know, what we wanted to see in the maps, and you were able to give us an idea of what you guys would be able to do with them. I think we still were unsure the end result, and I think you had suggested we wait till we see your proposed drafts before we finalize everything. I don't have my stuff in front of me. Sorry, I don't know all the details.
Okay.
It's been a little while, but thank you for getting it together, and then making it so that we could meet today. I do appreciate it. I know you guys had to do some work to get caught back up.
Yeah, our company was not able to access our files for a while, and some of them we still couldn't access, so Sarah had to recreate some of our work that we already did. So, but we were able to do that, and we're caught up. And so there's 4 maps that we're working on. Just to review, I think some of these are done. The first 3 are, I think we're happy with these. So can you see this one? Strategic Farmland Protection Area with Agricultural Overlay District. So the red is from your current NRI and Agricultural Farmland Protection Plan. And we've used a little tan shading to show the legal description, the boundaries that match the legal description that's in your zoning of what's Agricultural Protection Overlay District. So
yeah, that's a good way to do it. I like that.
Okay, so that's that one. And let me get the other one here. So can you see this one now, public and protected land?
I can, yes.
So we've updated this map with the new purchase and development rights projects that are
missing.
Still?
Yeah, the Purdy Farm in the northeast portion of the town. I can get you the tax map number. There's also one that the Genesee Land Trust has protected, but that one might be showing up.
Yeah, that's an easy tweak. Well, I'll send you these PDFs when we're done here, and we'll make sure those are correct. And I'll double check that I have the most recent one, but I think I do.
And this is mostly a recreation of the old map, right? Just with the added areas.
With the new data.
Yep. Okay.
There might be some tweaks in the legend, but I think it's just we just added the new ones. And then the third map was agriculture preserved lands, which is a subset of the previous one.
Yes.
But we wanted to have that specifically for the agricultural farmland protection. So that's where we are to date. And where we left off, we were redoing the lands of conservation importance, which we had a rating system for.
Yeah, creating a new additional version of it.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do, you know, it was very much weighted towards large parcels because we multiplied the acreage by a rating.
Right. And I think when we talked last time, we wanted to make sure you knew you didn't want to get rid of the original map. We just wanted the additional new version without such a heavy weighting on size.
Well, we basically have 2 ways of looking at it now. So
okay.
We made a new map with this, which is what we talked about last time. So instead of number of acres, we just used a threshold. Is this resource present?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And we had to set a threshold of this is a number of acres, because otherwise it might be like a minute amount, you know, with the GIS, it could just capture such a minute amount.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that last time.
And so we made a threshold of ½ an acre. And just an aside, when Sarah set this up, it's like a model in GIS, and these are just values that are plugged in.
Yeah,
So if anything if we want to tweak any of these, that's not a hard thing to do. She explained
Okay.
that to me. We can just plug in the new values, but this is what the thresholds were. For ecological communities, 1/2 acres present of these wetlands, 1 acre of forest, 1 acre of old field, or 0.1 acre of pond, excuse me, pond. And there are actually a few subsets of these ecological community sites. So we group them in field, forest, a rare ecosystem, which there's 2 in the town. One is the silver maple ash swamp, and other is, believe, is the floodplain forest.
okay,
And then we're not covering recreation. They didn't get a rating. And then water. So water corresponds to pond. So, and wetland, water, rare, other forest, field. So that
Okay.
corresponds to what we talked about, threshold of 0.1 acres for a pond, or stream, I guess. Well, I don't think the streams show up in the land cover because they're too small. 0.5 acres for a wetland or a rare forest. 1 acre for the other forest, 1 acre for the other stream. So we ran the model to show, to see for each parcel in the town. And this is the spreadsheet for each parcel. You know, this parcel is 8.7 acres. It doesn't have any streams. These are, I think, these are before, and I think we added these at the end. So yeah, we do have them still. So you still have that.
okay,
We just added them to the end. So now we have, is there any farmland present? Well, there's 0.1 acres of farmland. The threshold's 1, so it gets a no.
gotcha, yeah.
Is there any rare?
Every.
There's 8.2 acres of forest. The threshold's 1, so that gets a yes. And so forth. These are all the criteria. You know, it adjoins Canandaigua Lake is another one, a yes or no. And so and then we said how many resources are present on each parcel. And there's a count. Here's one that's on Canandaigua Lake. It's got water. It's got, well, it's adjoining Canandaigua Lake. What else has it got? Why does it have an 8? Oh, it has a lake view. Oh, I guess we have all these other things too. It's trout stream. The ones that we calculated before are still in this. Okay. So they're added up. But, and again, now it's a spreadsheet, so we can manipulate this any way we want to. Now that we've made all the calculations, we can say, oh, we want to add them up a different way. We can do that. We just add another column at the end.
Okay,
You know, we can
Rating.
tweak that. And so the way the rating, just using the count of what's present, you know, this is how it comes out.
oh, wow, okay.
And while you're looking at that, I'm going to try to find the previous one to see how it matches up.
Did you say every parcel?
Yes,
Give him?
I think we didn't do the really small ones.
Okay.
could you,
Well, actually we did, I think, but yeah.
you zoom in just a little bit for us?
Any area in particular?
I'm just interested in how the legend is, okay, I got you, parcel ratings. Yes, count, okay, got it.
Parcel rating, okay.
Yeah, it's just whether or not that is present.
Right, more of them would be
Dark-
more valuable as far as
The
conservation.
darker the green, the more valuable.
Yeah,
And I think we did do every parcel this time because the last time we didn't, but this time we did.
right, I think last time, what was the cutoff? Was it 5 acres?
Maybe 3, but yeah, I mean, so it didn't include any lakeshore parcels.
Right.
Virtually, because they were so small.
Yeah. And now they get counted.
Yeah,
The dark one around Old Brookside, it's,
Okay.
It's- the town owns that parcel,
Okay.
actually.
let me move that. There we go.
Well, I'm gonna take some time looking at this. Nice.
Yeah, so she just, I guess, running,
I,
running these models, takes some time just for the computer to run those things, so.
oh, yeah.
But once it's built, she assured me, once it's built,
And darker has higher value, right?
correct.
So that's similar to the way you guys did it on the other map. Darker was a higher value, so that
Yeah,
way, that's
that's
good.
a-
That way we can kind of look at the two.
Yeah, that's a cartographic. I mean, Sarah's a trained cartographer, unlike me. I wing it. But so, yeah, obviously we can change the colors, but I think this is pretty expressive. And it's also going to be, you also have the spreadsheet and you will have the shape files too, so you can do your searches.
Pretty for development there someday. No, not in the dark green. Oh, Casey? Yeah. Who knows? His kids. Yeah. He's got a cemetery. He does. He does. Oh, that's cool.
It does
You
look
could
a lot
literally
different than the other
It
map.
really
look at a
does.
parcel and then go across and see when an application comes in, or an applicant can come in and look at his or her parcel. See what kind of.
Right, and like we talked
Yeah.
about before, I think having both maps at the same
Mhm.
time is gonna be really
Yeah.
helpful.
And you can also look up at the spreadsheet. It's like, oh, what does it have? Does it have
Yes.
streams? Yes, no, you can kind of look at the data and then look at, is there a flood zone on the parcel? Yes or no? Is there any farmland? Well, and Sarah was noting that there might be like 0.9 acres of something, but the threshold's 1, so that one doesn't
Right.
meet the threshold. And then, and the yes, no is just a yes, no. It doesn't, there might be 100 acres or 2 acres. They both get a yes. So
Right,
that's just, but
so
like,
the spreadsheet is almost as important as the map.
it's,
Well,
if it depends how,
Can
drill
down. Something for something.
I mean, if you have your GIS open in front of you, that's just as good as the spreadsheet, because you can click on any one of these parcels and all of those attributes will show up.
true, yeah.
So, but if you don't, you have the spreadsheet. You can look up.
Looking through each one of these individually, look for what.
Mhm.
Oh, nope, okay, next one.
Yeah,
Yep. Which is what we do, Kim does, and ECB, I'm sure they'll do, with the NRIs. Who owns this parcel?
it's possible that it's more than one
That's
parcel.
Titchener?
Yeah, it's just south of Wells Curtis.
Oh, that's the other village. Menteith.
Menteith,
Is that?
Aaron,
Barron?
I believe so. Not the, I mean, I think that's more than one.
And or Warner,
Who's the one that's?
The one down
because Warner owns a
Towards the
gravel
road.
pit.
is,
It's a big slug there.
look, Amanda Park is dark green. No surprise there.
I don't have that lot up the end of Lakeview. Remember, the PR. It was a young couple, they were gonna build a house up there, it's like 9 acres, behind Titchener Village.
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, Lakeview? The back.
Oh, yeah, the
It ran all
bigger,
the way to the top, there was a big lot in the back.
is that the one that's dark green up there?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I don't think anything happened. Barbara, when you and Sarah created the map, was there anything of note or interest you wanted to call out?
She
Or-
just finished it yesterday, so I
Okay,
haven't
sorry.
really had a chance to absorb it either. I think, you should both, you should all take a look at it. And I did find the other one, so let's just take a look at the previous one, which if we want to recreate that color system, we can, but it might be nice to have it different.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a preference at all, really, on color. As long as
Yeah.
it's clear what it means, it's fine.
But I think having them different, then you won't get them confused.
Yes, I agree. That's probably a good
Right,
idea.
good idea.
So this was the way we did it before, which, multiplied the resource, the number of acres of that resource by a weighting factor.
Some of them I think are gonna have some similarities, but the most
Yeah.
interesting part is gonna be where they're different.
Yeah, and where you've captured, this, like that was our aim, captured some of the smaller parcels that had resource value but are completely missing.
Right, exactly.
So now you really do have both.
I think this is gonna be a nice tool.
Awesome.
Anything with the dark green there, could it be more than one property that's in a,
It might be
But-
hard to see on the screen, but yeah, Barbara, that is a good point. When we're looking at this on the screen,
Mhm.
it's hard to see the parcel lines
on the?
Oh, really?
on the dark green, not in any of the other ones, but on the dark green, it's hard to tell if all the dark green blobs are just one single parcel or.
They're really obvious to me
Oh, yeah, you can see,
because it's a gray.
I can see the line when I walk up close. Now, this might look different on my own computer or on a printer.
I think it will, yeah. I think that's the way it's projected on your screen there.
Probably.
But, yeah.
Okay. Maybe, yeah, don't do anything yet. Well, I think we'll all need some time to digest and look at it, and then if we have questions, we can.
Yeah, I think the
No.
PDF looks really nice because when it's the dark green, it shows up as like a lighter gray. And the
Okay,
light
and I
green, it
could
shows up
see
as a
it.
darker gray, but even though it's the
See that
same
when
color.
when I walked up to the screen.
Okay, yeah, I think when you
from
see
my
the
chair.
PDF,
Mhm.
you'll be able to see them a little bit better. I wouldn't want to make them white or anything. I think this is well, you have to try it every way, but I think when you see the PDF, you'll maybe see it better.
Okay,
But that was that. And then the spreadsheet, that's the most important thing. So we want to make sure that this spreadsheet captures the rating system that we did before plus the new one. And I'll make sure that it does. So I'm not sure what we'll have to run the old one and the new one at the same time, but it wouldn't be that hard.
You see your property? Tom, it's not doing one, I guess.
Further south. Keep going.
Keep going,
Okay.
All the way to the bottom.
there it is.
yeah,
Okay, congratulations. You made the dark green.
Two virtually adjacent parcels have 1,000 feet of frontage.
Mm.
Mhm. Well.
With,
Instead of priority,
with the 15 tenant B and B in this.
right in the middle there, I see that little,
yeah.
Yeah,
So this is a flag that's like, there are resources and there might be more than one.
Yeah,
And
I
you can
think
look
it-
in
I
more
think
detail.
I think it gives us the information we wanted to have.
Oh, that's music to my ears.
yeah, it looks great, Barb. You want to go north, the other end of the town, just to see what's up there? Anything? The farms, some of the farms, I guess, nothing.
Yes,
Well-
that large parcel, the 273 acre parcel that your cursor is on right now,
Mhm.
is under application for PDR right now.
Mm. Oh, neat, good.
Who's this?
Hmm?
Who's this?
The Taylor Farm,
Oh, finally.
Rocco Banks bought it,
Oh, cool.
and the Finger Lakes Land Trust is working on an application for them.
Well, I'm glad to hear the PDRs are being revised.
A little
Or
revived a bit,
revived.
yep.
In the cell tower, probably is.
Boy, yeah, Doug Finch was working on them forever.
We did work on them for a long time and then, after the Purdy one. So Barbara, I do have a parcel to give you that's included in the PDRs.
Okay,
I will give you the tax map number for
yeah.
them.
Yeah, I'll send you these 4 PDFs just so you'll have them all and yeah, we're gonna add some parcels to the protected lands maps, one or both maps, yep. Okay, just making a note. We'll send numbers. Okay,
It's that green area of 332, or actually plus 332. Is that Rocco's?
It's probably that pond area.
Oh, yeah.
you
I
get a
think,
point, you get a point for a pond.
yep, we do get a point for a pond. I think that is near, it's by Pactive.
The Taylor property is, and that green thing in the corner, is that where the house is? They do-
The little pale piece, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a house on
Okay.
that parcel.
Hmm.
I didn't realize it went all
Well,
the way
I
to 332.
should get a point.
Cool.
Sometimes they're man-made wetlands, you know? They end up working as a nice little habitat.
Yeah, it might be a wetland, it might be just enough trees. Well, it might be a little pond.
I think there is a pond on that one.
There
Yeah.
is a place on 332 where it has ponds on both sides there.
Is that?
It's before
Active?
the city. I don't know who owns
Active
it.
would be down
They own a lot.
North Street.
They own several. parcels.
Barbara, how current is the surface data that was used?
It's the same data as ever, so it's old.
Okay, well, you're thinking of ponds. Ponds get put in quite
Yeah.
frequently in
Yeah.
the township.
Oh,
Yeah.
I talked to Dr. Gilman a
Hmm.
couple months ago.
Hmm.
And I asked him about that. And they're focusing on the towns that never got that land cover created
Mm.
before they start renewing the data for towns like us.
Yeah, it's really outdated, unfortunately. So it's just
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just an initial guide.
It gives us something to start with though, and
Mm-hmm.
then, you know, you can always dig in and see what's changed.
I know when we were looking at the cluster subdivision regulations, like it's a rare habitat here. It's like, well, it used to be, right? I think it was a wetland that's kind of been just nibbled away at the edges and now is not as, intact as it used to be.
Well, that parcel, that dark one up there, it still does have some wetland on it.
Oh, okay.
They don't farm the whole thing.
Mm,
Yeah, there's a stream that runs through the edge.
Yeah,
mhm.
When I was looking at it for the letter to send.
yeah.
Is somebody in Gary Weifels' family gonna farm that?
I don't
They're
know.
gonna get sold.
I don't know. The one with the PDR?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you get a point for being on a stream. Or next to a stream.
Yeah,
I was just looking at my thresholds again. Stream corridor. Inside or outside the watershed, well. That's how we did it before, so we did it again, but it's the same threshold.
yeah. Well, you're always in somebody's watershed.
That's true.
True.
Not what you're
I try to
drinking,
point
but
that out when they'll say, oh, it's outside the watershed. I'm like,
It's-
yeah, well, outside Shenandoah Lakes, but the other ones go to Lake Ontario. They're still important.
yeah. Yeah, we don't want to mess with the water period, but
No.
it is more sensitive when they're drinking it.
Yes, that's true.
Or you get the Cooperstown in here and the Chesapeake watershed.
That's right.
So that spreadsheet, Barb, you could set that up by address alphabetically. You could set it up by highest rating parcels.
Yep, you could say, you know, which, sort by the ones that have lake views, that have any kind of forest habitat, yep.
Barbara, is there a way for you to make it so we can't accidentally edit that?
Probably.
Manipulate it, but not destroy it.
Right, so like if we are sorting it and accidentally, I would hate to accidentally do something to it. Hit
Yeah.
a key and accidentally change a number, you know what I mean?
I will ask someone who knows the answer to that, but I'm sure there's a way.
I bet you could password protect
Protect
it
it,
and then you
yeah.
could share it with us, but we wouldn't be able to
Mhm.
Not destroy it.
unintentionally screw it up.
You could
Yeah, that's a good
manipulate it, but
point.
Not destroy it.
Yeah,
Copy
I-
it. And do whatever you want.
yeah, I will find someone who, I'm sure we can do that. Yeah,
I just don't want to make it too easy to accidentally change it. People, you go to close it and it says, do you want to save it? People might panic and say yes, and then accidentally overwrite something.
exactly. You want to be able to go back to the original at the very least.
It's the danger of computers.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think like, I can't even remember if you gave us the actual spreadsheet before, but I always looked at the PDFs because then I knew I wouldn't accidentally change anything, but it would be nice to be able to sort the data.
I'm sure you had it, but it was probably kept tightly.
Yeah, well, I probably wouldn't have opened it on purpose for
There you
fear
go.
of screwing it up.
Yeah,
But if I
yeah.
knew it was password protected to make it difficult to change, then I'd be a little more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll make sure to do that, have that version for you. Well, if it's password protected, you can do it with
I
intention.
suppose I could do that and just
Yeah,
make, because that way, if you, it's gonna make you put in a password and then you'd realize, oh yeah, I didn't want to actually change that.
Right, yeah, until you're ready, until you intentionally want to change it, you wouldn't,
I don't think I
open
would
it that
trust
way.
myself with changing it.
yeah.
Leave that to you guys. Well, this is a lot to digest to
Yeah,
actually
it's-
make comments right now. I think it'd be good
Yeah.
for us to spend some time with it, looking at it. Was that all of them?
There were four,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, okay.
yeah. This was the more complicated one, but once it's done, it doesn't seem so complicated.
Right?
It was a long, it was a bit of a road to get there, but
Yeah. All
yeah,
right,
I'll send these PDFs to you. I'll send this spreadsheet to you. It'll be a copy, obviously. We'll have the original. I'm gonna take a look at the spreadsheet and see if we can add the previous rating system. But we'll probably have to run the previous rating system on the current parcels, if you know what I mean,
oh, uh-huh,
because the parcels are different. We can't just join them because the parcels are different.
yep,
But I'm gonna see if that's not too hard to do. So then you'd have the all-in-one big, long spreadsheet.
okay. Or maybe, I don't know if you'd want it, you could put it on another tab, I guess.
Well, I mean, you have the old
Okay.
one,
Yeah, that way, yeah, I see what you're saying, then you have all the data in one place.
and I think that would be better, so. And some of them are the same, but it's just different, because she did calculate, let me pull that up, I'm looking at it and you're not, let me pull this over so you can see it. She did calculate, the acres of steep slopes, so I think they might already be on here. The
Oh, yes,
acres in
yeah.
a floodplain, the
Uh-huh.
acres of a rare community, acres of forest. Well, they're grouped a little bit differently, but it's okay. They're grouped a little differently, which I think is fine. If you know what I mean. The rare communities, so it's either a silver maple ash swamp or a floodplain forest. I think those are the two that, according to the ecological communities, hierarchy, are considered rare. And then the forest would be either a successional northern hardwood forest. I think there's like a hemlock forest and one other forest type, and some of them are mixes. So they're grouped a little differently, but I think this might just be sufficient, what we have here. I don't think there's anything missing from the previous one. It's just a different way to look at it. So I think it would just be a matter of adding, original rating system. It would be the number of wetlands times the factor, instead of the count.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I might just be able to add another column with the formula, wetlands times factor plus adjoining lake times factor plus flood times factor plus, you know what I mean? Steep
Yeah, and
slopes
then that
times
would give
factor
you the
plus.
same
would give-
results as the previous one.
Very close. I think the same. I have to double check. Yeah, it should be the same. I have to, double check and just add that in. And then what Sarah was going to do anyway would be to, take this spreadsheet, because this was easier. When she got all these things run and all the intersects done, then she's like, okay, now we can she's like, I'm just going to use Excel to do the count, because that's easy. I guess I can't see the formula. I hate it when I can't see the formula, but that's what it ended up. I don't think she actually counted, but there's a formula,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she probably made it a number, because that's the final product.
Yeah, if you have a column with the previous data, you can actually do searches and look for ones that are vastly different and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, because like this,
What's all in one sheet is great.
yeah, I mean, some of these that have like a lot of, say, farmland, a large farmland parcel, it should rate higher than 3. If it's 1, all it has is farmland, so it gets a 1. It's like green. But it's got 150 acres, so maybe it should be ranked higher. So that's just 2 different ways of looking at it, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why we wanted to keep both, because it
Yeah.
depends on, it's information, it's just more information collected in a different way.
Yeah, and I can do that. I'll just add column. Well, I'm gonna change my thing on that. Add column with calculation of rating by acreage and factor. By acreage times factor. Sum of acreage times factor for each parameter. Yeah. It'll be slightly different, but simpler, which is probably good. I got a little, it'll be simpler. It'll be easier to follow. It'll be very similar. It's not exactly the same, because we've grouped them. Like we grouped the forests together because they're rated the same.
Yeah.
So it won't say there's 0.5 acres of maple ash swamp plus 5 acres of forest. It'll be, it's a rare type. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be sufficient. Otherwise, we'll have to do another pass through on the intersects, which I don't want to make her do. You still have the old one, just the parcel, some of the parcel numbers are different.
Right.
And you still have the shape, you still have the data. So you can look at this parcel and say, oh, what rare feature is here? It's like, oh, well, I see it now. And that's on the counties one too, right?
Yeah.
The ecological community. So you have a lot of ways to explore individual parcels. But this will give you the summary data and the fact and the rating. I think it'll be exactly the same, but I'll let you know if it's different at all and how.
Okay.
I'll see if it matches up.
So I think, you're gonna send these to us and then, you know, as far as I know, I think this is, this is what we needed and we're good to go, but let's give us a little bit of time to look through it, see if we come up with any more questions.
Yep, and we do have to make that one change to the preserve map,
Oh,
so,
yes.
yeah. Yes, any comments, but I feel good, from our meeting that we pretty much got it right anyway. We're just, those
So,
couple of things.
after we confirm that we're good to go, my next step will be, sending it to the town board to actually add these into our plans officially.
Hmm,
And then, as a revised additional map or
mhm.
maps, sorry. And then we can start figuring out what we want to do with this information.
Sure.
A lot of things you can do.
You would, I know, yeah, we could do all
My
kinds of
mind's
stuff.
spinning. I can.
Yeah.
Sarah, you'll share the PDFs with the committee when you receive them from Barbara?
Yes,
Great.
yep.
How big is the spreadsheet file? Is it pretty large or?
Well, spreadsheets are just numbers, so the file size is never very big.
Okay,
Yeah, it's only when you get to like imagery that the file size gets really big, so none of these files are especially big.
okay, so that can be shared too, obviously.
Yeah, they're easy to email.
But not corrupted.
Hope not. It's here to start playing with.
I promise I won't play with the
Don't touch
spreadsheet.
it.
Hands off, just eyes.
Look, but don't touch.
That's right.
We won't change it, so you can always come back here.
All right.
I just opened a read only one that, anyway, so I don't know if it's because I opened the one that Sarah sent me on an email or if she had already made it read only.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, great. Nice to see you all.
It was worth the wait. Very good. Nice job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
thanks for your patience on that. We were close, but then stymied, so we're back on it. So thanks for your patience.
Yeah, we understand,
Yeah, I guess
technology.
it's not super uncommon, but it's never fun when it happens to you.
Yeah, oh, for sure. So thanks for working through it.
Yeah, no, I will pass that along. Sarah did most of the work and the recreation. She thought she would be able to have some things, but some of our data is still not available. So she did have to recreate a little bit, but
Okay.
she was able to do that this week, or last week, or since we last talked anyway. So great. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. And yeah, so I'll look for that email from you and then, I'll be in touch about any next steps. I'll make sure I'll send you that missing information for the one PDR. And then, then we'll touch base again after that to finalize everything.
Yeah, I'll send the parcel list on the spreadsheet with the scores and the 4 maps. And, it'd probably be good for all of you to just kind of do some spot checks. It's like, oh, I know this parcel's this and why is this rated this? And, if anything really looks funny, we can look into it, look into the data a little closer, but hopefully they ring true. And if the data is wrong, sometimes you just have to live with that because it's old.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But
All right, well,
Okay.
very good. Thank you.
thanks all. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Good
you
holiday.
too. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
have a good
Have
Easter.
a great
Barbara.
holiday weekend.
Okay.
And whether it was manipulated or not, but for the Taylor property, it's a PDR applicant. It's almost like we manipulated it, but being a highly rated parcel, that makes it better for
Yeah,
your
well, and the
PDR
data,
application.
Oh, yeah.
the data doesn't
PDR,
exist to
grant.
show it
Yeah.
that yet,
Yes.
so it doesn't, it didn't automatically get points for that because it hasn't happened yet, but it's kind of a nice, like, yeah, see, it was a good idea,
Gives it a boost, and if I were the farmer, who's the farmer that bought it,
Brocklebanks.
Bank paid X number of dollars for it. But they'll get, let's say, half back by turning it into a PDR. So their cost is knocked in half and they've got new farmland. It's a win-win.
And it's generational, you know, that farmland's gonna be
Yeah.
available for future generations, which is what really the beautiful part about PDR.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, that'll be good.
It'll help with plan reviews.
It
I
will.
guess, you know, same thing, you know, save a lot of time and also give it valuable information. It'll help with grants because you can show that it's a priority. It gives you, speaking of priority, gives you priority as to what properties you want to possibly acquire, the town might not want to run after. It'll give you a priority as to land trusts and different private agencies as to properties they may want to go after.
Yeah,
It's, yeah, it's a valuable tool.
Yeah, land trusts love those spreadsheets where they can just like, at a quick glance, you know, see what's on a property before
Yeah.
they go there and, you know, check it out in person.
yeah,
Yeah,
very true.
Yeah, they can tell them it meets their criteria in terms
Yeah.
of, you know, what they can apply.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good.
As far as this group goes, I know we had some ideas about potentially doing some mailings once we got this spreadsheet, so we can start talking about that probably next month. After we've all had a chance to kind of look at it and play around with it a little bit. Yeah, that'll be good. All right, I think it's okay to just call it a day with this. This is enough information, I think, for all of us to go and mull over a little bit. I'll share, Barb, after you send that to me, I'll share it with the group.
Okay, will do.
And as far as meetings go, we're set to meet again in May, third Friday. I see no reason why we wouldn't, because we're not gonna be waiting for anything except for the small update that you'll do once I give you the tax map number. And our group, going, as far as that goes, we can focus on now what to do now that we have it, so.
What do you do with it?
Yep, yeah, I think we had talked about, I know Barbara, you weren't in on all of these discussions, but we'd made a brochure last year and we wanted to share it, but we weren't sure how to decide who we should mail it to, because of course we don't want to mail it to everybody, and that was one of the things we wanted to do with the spreadsheet.
People who
Figure
have
out, you
some
know,
resources to tell them, you know, hey, you've got this, might have
Yeah.
resources, here's how to be a good steward.
yeah, and depending on, you know, based on the two different maps, you know, I think we can come up with a list of parcels to identify and mail it out to them, so.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
it'll be good.
Cool.
Well, does anyone have any questions for Barbara before we let her go?
Thank you, Barb.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Great. Well, I'm glad
Thanks.
this went smoothly and good luck with it. We'll be in touch soon.
All right, sounds good. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Mark.
Do we have any feel for the number of, however you rate highly valued parcels? Do we have any idea that those owners know anything about what a PDR is?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, obviously, some of the farmers know about it,
Farmers should know.
but yeah, I don't know.
I bet you John Casey doesn't know what a PDR is.
I mean, he knows as far as what, you know, he's learned in the meetings when we've talked about it, but it wouldn't matter for him anyway. He doesn't have any farmland.
What do you call that lap behind his house?
It's not farmed.
Okay,
PDRs are
Has to
only
be
for
farmed.
active agricultural operations.
okay.
That's why I always
Did-
wanted to focus on other stuff.
Did Dennis Money, well, he could get a conservation easement.
He could, but
Certainly.
not, he tried,
Nobody pay him for it.
we tried to look at it for farming because of the maple and the timber, but it didn't meet enough of the criteria for the agri markets program, but
Okay,
the Land Trust Alliance and some other group have been working for years to develop programs for forest land. There are some now, but it's not as flexible as the PDR program. There is a program, it's a competitive grant that you can apply for 10 acres or more of contiguous forest land. But the caveat is that if it's awarded the money and the easement, it has to be publicly available. So a lot of people are gonna say no right away.
Public access.
Right, they don't want trails, they don't want the public coming on their land, so it only works for people who are comfortable, who were gonna sell it perhaps, or who don't mind that, but. I feel like they were working on another program too, more like the PDRs, where it doesn't, you don't have to give public access to it. But I'm not sure where they, and I don't even know who the they is on that. I can't remember if I've heard anything
I
on
know there
that.
were some different ones through the state, but it was like putting in forest, planting trees and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah, there is one for that. You're right. For private landowners who have a certain number of acres. I
I
think
think
that
it's
one might
10.
be 10 too.
Yeah, so I'm left out.
And they can do regenerative work and the minimum is $10,000 on
Yeah.
that one. So it's gotta be a big project. But yeah, planting or deer exclusion areas, which is what I would want. For mine. That's like the biggest downfall at our place.
They are.
Zero
really harsh.
regeneration, except for buckthorn. That does
Gee,
great.
Well, in the, was
And
it
autumn
the,
olive.
the forest magazine that you get,
Yeah.
they talk about building these fences to keep the deer out.
We actually might do it. I might get some cheap plastic fencing that's,
It's so damn
6 feet
tall.
tall and wrap it around some sections of the woods at our place, because otherwise we have nothing regrowing anywhere.
Hmm.
Nothing.
And a different but related topic, what's happening to that lot that Jeremy owns just
I don't
adjacent
know.
to Weifels Farm? Is he doing anything up there? Yeah, we got the application.
No, he hasn't submitted anything to do anything with it. He was apparently farming by some definition.
Buffaloes, he's got the buffalo license.
No, that's on Seneca Point
heard-
Road. He's got buffalo there.
Does he?
He was talking about putting them back there.
He did talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened.
Other than work on that driveway. And I don't see vehicles coming in and out of there, so. something
No,
going on back there. Every once in a while you see mud drug out to Middle Cheshire and say, well, somebody must have been up on the hill.
Speaking
What
of
about the old
buffalo,
campsite? Where they're gonna have the campgrounds, Seneca Point Road.
it's for sale.
Sit for
Yes,
sale
he's
for
still
them?
So that
working
dream
on
didn't
selling
happen.
it. Well, that property, they wanted to propose a campground, but I think they bit off more than they could chew and
Oh.
realized all of the requirements for the special use permit for a campground, they weren't ready to meet those yet. So they just stopped, they withdrew it. They did subdivide it,
Yeah, they got the farmhouse.
but they never went forward with the campground. And yeah, I think I
That
heard it's
probably,
for sale.
that probably rates well.
We'll have to go and look. Probably does, there's a creek on it.
Well, I have a question. Is there a way, if we know something land cover has changed on stuff, is there a way to update? Even if it's selectively?
I think it's not worth changing the data layer unless you have data for all the parcels. Because changing a few then changes the data layer, because then it's not all from 1 year. And I think with mapping, you want to be able to say, this is the land cover in 2002. But if some of the parcels have data from 2025, does that make the rest of it obsolete? Can you then show the whole layer all at once and have it be valuable? Those are the questions then that start popping up. The way they do it is, or the way they used to when I was in school, is you'd use satellite imagery and the UV light, the wavelengths are different on different plants. So they use that, and then they also go out and ground truth afterwards to double check it, but it's so much work because of the ground truthing. It's not so hard to run a model with the
Yeah.
satellite images, but
You are seeing a lot of changes, especially in the rural area,
absolutely.
people building single family
Well,
homes.
and some
many
stuff has
applications?
improved, you know, we
Like-
may have stuff that was old, that was an ag field 20 years ago, which is now
Shrubland like. mine.
shrubland,
Well,
or
Jim-
which is now a neighborhood.
your original question, I think, was where are they getting their data? From Encore or,
It's from the 2002 Ecological Communities Data Layer that Bruce Gilman did with FLCC students 23 years ago.
oh, it's that old, okay,
Yep.
that's a good point.
But it's the data layer that is
It's-
commonly
yeah.
used because it's the one that was the most accurate at the time.
Is there,
Or it is dated.
And there has not been a redo.
I would think, knowing nothing about technology, but isn't some kind of aerial surveillance more sophisticated now? Using
What we used to
different
use
cameras or something that knows where it's still a field or a successional
Satellite
forest
imagery.
and so on?
We used to use satellite imagery from Landsat. That was the one we always used back then. About the same time they were doing it, that's when I was in school for mapping and that was supposed to be the most accurate because it would even call out, you know, the difference between a deciduous forest and an evergreen forest because the way the light reflects off the trees,
Cool.
the satellite, you know, we knew the signatures that are popped back. We knew what they were, you know, crop fields, buildings, everything sent back a different reflection. So, you know, and it would be like these dark reds to pale colors. So I mean, it would,
And
I
since
don't
you've been
know,
in
but-
school, they've got to
who knows what
sophisticated
they
that
do
to
now?
in
I
a factor
don't
of
even know.
100 probably.
There is a way less
that?
sophisticated, but more simple tool you can use. It's called iTree Canopy that I've used recently. But it's just a visual random data points and you visual inspection on a screen where you take an area defined by whatever you want to define it by. The town of Canandaigua boundaries. And you go in this program and you say, here's my area. And the program will generate random points. And you can do 500 or 1,000 points, and every point, its presence or absence of whatever categories you choose, forest, building, road, gravel, field, bare earth, water, you know? And you just answer the question for every single point. And it's based on aerial photos available online, so you can use Google, you can use, you know, whatever the resources the system works with, whatever iTree Canopy has. The oldest one they have, like you can go back to like 1994. And I took a GIS class last fall, and that was one of our assignments. And I did it for the town. But the first time I did it, I didn't understand how it worked, so I didn't define my own categories. And I've been wanting to go back and do it again and define categories that we care about.
Mhm.
Like they didn't have one for agriculture, they just had bare earth. And so I was using that, but I was like, well, could be a plowed field or a field of corn, but you know. I want to run it again because then you can do change over time. Like, do we actually know what percentage of loss we've had in ag fields? We don't really know. We can take a guess. But I'd want to run the model and or it's a process really, but it takes a couple hours at least because you have to have enough points for it to give you back a percentage that's gonna matter, you know?
Mhm.
And it's not comprehensive, obviously, it's just random points, but it's the same point. So you can run the same thing on an image from 1995 and then an image from 2024. And it'll tell you whether it's changed. So in 1995, you might have had an ag field and now it's a forest. Or now it's a house, you know, or a road or a driveway.
Right, based on.
Or housing development.
Yeah,
based on
exactly.
longitude and latitude.
And so it can show you what changed over time too. Not as sophisticated as actual, you know,
Mhm.
ground cover over the whole town, but
Sounds like a good topic for a vendor to do a learn at lunch type thing.
yeah, the
Like a
iTree,
training thing.
it was not difficult to learn.
Well,
Like,
and
it
it's,
was a half-hour class I took and then now the course was over the fall, but the class that on iTree Canopy, she showed us how to use it and then said, okay, go do it. So, I mean, stuff like that's a way to do it on a lesser less sophisticated scale of getting a whole new data layer, but
So the labor intense part of what Dr. Gilman does is the boots on the ground,
yeah.
validating what they see from the sky.
I think so, the ground
Yeah.
truth thing, and then also running, like, I don't know what they used, I have to imagine it was satellite imagery back then that they used to create the initial data.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do have to go out and actually check.
I got a postcard around that. when
Oh,
they
they-
did-
I think you told me, so surveys too.
yeah,
Yeah.
they did some surveys and they asked what the land cover was. It was still ag at the time, so.
Yeah,
For your property.
yeah, so he
It
said,
hasn't been ag since.
when I talked to him, he
Never
made it
mind.
sound like they were going to update it, but there wasn't a plan for the town right now because like they were working on Canadice or somewhere out there who'd never even had this data layer created, so their priority was to finish what they started.
Sure.
I kind of wish though, I mean, you know, some grad students or even undergrads could do this as a
I think
project.
that'd be a great project for somebody at community college.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I mean, they know we want it. We're not the only ones who keep telling them we would like a new data layer.
County. Countywide.
Well,
Anyway. good-
Anyway.
Good meeting.
yeah, thanks everybody for coming. I'm excited. I'll share what she sends me.
Yeah.
And we'll plan to meet
Look at it.
again in May. By then, I would assume, barring any other IT issues, I'll have the final version with the one missing parcel in there for the PDR. And then, I mean, unless we look at it and find other questions that we need to have them make changes, but if the way it is pretty good, then in May, yeah, maybe we can talk about trying to decide what the criteria are and get a list of mailings and send out our brochure. And anything else we may want to include. If we're gonna put an envelope out, I think we can then put,
Yeah.
you know, half a dozen sheets in there before we have to use another stamp, so we could mail out other useful information if we want to. But anyway, I won't keep you guys
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's,
Hey, thanks, Sarah. Happy Easter.
Steve,
Yeah, happy Easter to you too. May 16th, you said, Chuck?
May 16th,
Okay,
the
yep.
third-
I'll
Third Friday.
send another reminder like I usually do with the Zoom link and stuff. Hopefully nothing has us rescheduling. I don't believe, I think
I think I'm gonna be here that week.
I'm off the week before, but I'm here that week, so. All right, well, thanks, everybody. Oh, Gary's already gone. All right. Well,
So
cool, I'm
Route
excited.
21 is on the agenda. please.
I'm sorry.
The Route 21 subdivision, that's
Yes,
on the agenda. Again,
Yes.
yeah, so we're the ones that are gonna grant the waiver.
correct.